Hello, Pure Tubers, and welcome to yet another beer review with me, just Michael. Today joined by Tim,
yes,
the tool
that's me. Yes.
Well, Peter again challenged us with 2 beers, and we know nothing.
No, it's
But
a challenging day.
It is a challenging day,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
We've only done blind, so I'm afraid to drive home because I cannot see anything. Well, that's not funny. But where should we start? Right or left? I said before, this is Founders KBS CBS. I have no idea.
So we're not supposed to taste them.
No, let's just guess and give it a grade.
Do you remember the ABVs?
Should we go left or right first?
Doesn't matter.
This one.
Right.
Yeah. We do the right one first.
Yes. That's the right thing.
It looks like KBS. No, it looks like some kind of stout. A little beige head.
Yeah, beige. Yeah.
A little more when you swirl it.
Yeah. Doesn't look super rich.
No, but it looks decent.
Yeah, brownish.
Yeah, nice head, little white coffee colored head.
You have a nice little head.
I have a nice little head. Should we give it a sniff?
Yeah, let's do so.
Coffee. I get coffee. A little subtle barrel.
Oh,
I smell olives.
Olives.
I was just going to say there's no barrel.
Who said that? There's no one here beside you and me.
Olive oil. Yeah.
Olives.
Do we really?
Your mind works weird. Where do you get all these references?
I don't know.
He's just trying to push us.
I really get olives. Black olives.
I'm not fond of olives. But I like coffee. I get coffee.
You think it's some umami character?
Could be. I don't know. There's just something that reminds me of black olives.
Green coffee. And black olives.
but are you sure there's a barrel? I don't get it.
It's very subtle, but I think there's a barrel underneath all this coffee. Do you get coffee?
I tend to disagree. Yeah, coffee. Yeah, but no barrel.
Should we give the other one a smell before tasting?
Nah.
Could that be another way of going at it?
No. Yeah, you decide. I'm ready. I'm ready to taste. I'm ready.
Okay.
I want to taste.
Let's try this.
Yeah.
Cheers. Sweet coffee.
Like miso.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit of this. Sweet coffee with milk.
Brown sugar.
Yeah, brown sugar, yeah.
Chill. Is there a barrel?
A bit boozy?
I think it tastes almost like a porter.
I think it tastes like cold coffee. Cold brew coffee with a little milk or cream.
I don't get a lot of coffee, but it's boozy, right?
I don't think it's boozy. It's not bad. It's not a bad beer. I could drink this easily by myself.
It's not world class either, I would say.
No, I enjoy it. I have to say I enjoy it. That's a little warmth.
I'm not.
I think ABV wise around 11. It's not high. 11, 12.
You don't like it too much?
No, not really. And I don't think the ABV is that high. The base is not that good. I'm starting to rant just like Peter. But
it's not. It's not Anchorage or Cyprus. It's not. But I think it's very pleasant to drink.
Yeah. You're right.
But I also like a Guinness or a I can enjoy that as well. Not so strong coffee stout. So it's right up my alley.
Those type of beers, yeah.
It's not a 100, but it's really
enjoyable. Yeah, I understand.
Should we give the other one a look?
Yeah, let's
look at that head. It's almost like a map. It looks like a map.
It's South America.
Yeah, Greenland.
No,
it looks like the orange tent from Roskilde.
Looks like a giant orange Cheeto.
Wow, look at that head when you swirl it.
Yeah, really. It's a lot of light brown head.
Again, coffee. It smells a little like the same. Could it be vintage?
Maybe.
I get the same coffee vibes here. Same subtle barrel.
But also it smells a bit metallic.
Yeah, you're right. A little bit.
Get some metallic vibe from me. Not a lot of vibes. Not like the other one we tasted today. There's not a lot of the base beer isn't there.
No.
Not in the
It's not
smell
as
anyway.
intense, anyways.
Exactly.
Should we give it
Yeah.
a taste?
Let's do so.
Cheers. It's almost the same, is it?
I think this is sweeter.
Yeah, it's sweeter. Definitely sweeter.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm guessing this is the same beer, but 2 different ages. No, the age is different on them.
Which one is the new one? I agree.
This one is the new one. The left one is
Yeah,
the new one.
I
And the
agree.
right one is a tad older.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go with KBS.
I just you joked about KBS
Yeah.
and CBS, but it could be 2 different vintages
Of
them.
KBS.
Yeah.
I don't think it's CBS. That's Mabel. I don't get that.
No, not at all. Not at all. But the barrel is very subtle in it.
And it was back then too. It's a long time ago since I had the KBS.
Yeah. It's a good guess. I think.
Yeah, it's
hard to get closer.
Can we end it here? Can we end it here, Peter, and say that's it? That's our
You
guess?
need to grade them.
Yeah, I would grade this
If
91.
If it's KBS,
91 and a
CBS.
half, something like that. 4.15 or something.
For
Yeah.
both?
Yeah, I think so. Perhaps this one, 4.15 for this, 4.10 for this, 4.05. That's 90, 91, and this is 91. Yeah. 91 and a half.
What do you think, Tim? You don't have to agree.
No, I don't agree.
You're shaking your
Yeah, but for me, this is something like 80, and this might be 85.
You're at 80.
Yeah.
Four?
The more profile
No,
is not
80,
there.
80,
at all.
I
that's-
agree with Tim.
Thank you.
That's
I'm not a fan of this.
No,
no, I like it.
I don't like it.
I'm not.
No, I'm not a fan either. It's not terrible, but
You can agree all you want.
yeah, we
I
will.
like my mellow
will.
coffee beer.
Peter's my new friend now.
Everything doesn't need to be.
But your final guess is, so you graded it now, 80,
Yeah.
85, 91 for both, and you both
90,
guessed
91.
ABV.
90, 91.
I'm gonna say
11, 12.
Yes.
I'm gonna say 8.
Style.
8 on both of them.
Imperial Stout, Coffee Stout. Barrel aged. If I'm going to go with KBS, but it's a very, very subtle barrel if there's any. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm going for Imperial Stout as well. Stout. I don't think it's a porter.
I think this is.
This is gonna
I
be
can
fun.
enjoy this.
I will let you know when you can open your eyes.
Yes.
And I'll talk close to your microphone. I'll get on my knees.
I can
Take
taste
your
on
hand
both of
behind
them.
my boobs.
I can taste on both of them. It's can. They taste of can, both of them.
Okay, well.
I'm gonna guess it's can.
Like,
Damn.
No
Okay.
can do.
can do.
Oh my god.
Glass number uno, glass number dos. Yes, I'm just gonna do this and say, times have changed, beer has changed, things have changed, and I must say, I think things have changed for the better. This is not bad, but it almost feels macro. But you can open your eyes, see what it is. You nailed it.
Whoa!
No, I said KBS.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you also knew I had it in the cellar.
Yeah, but I mean, that beer, I have guessed that before. Not the KBS, CBS.
But
This
these
is-
are also old, and this might be, age is not great. So this is from 18. This is from 18, and this is from 23, and they haven't made it since 23.
So we guessed
Okay.
that this one was a fresh one.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just right in that regard. As
And
well.
you were close to the ABV as well.
so this
Michael,
one
you nailed it.
I bought during a time 7 years ago where I thought this was all the rage, and I had like 10 bottles or some shit. And I was like, oh, it's like every New Year, it's like, oh, we'll have a KBS with a cigar. Or,
This is CBS.
CBS with a cigar. It's the same as like the Years of Prairie. What we were
Yeah,
exactly.
But I also think Prairie is better. Then again, like, so this is from back then. This is the new version. They feel quite similar. I don't know. When we had it the first time, it's even longer ago than that. I'm not sure if they changed the recipe or the recipe is the same, but it's like, it feels like a beer that's too thin to be put in barrels. I don't think
Yes.
it's been in barrels for a very long time. It's also made with chocolate. You can't taste that anymore after the age. The coffee is the only thing that's still there. I think it lacks body, it lacks richness, it lacks barrel flavor.
Yeah, and
it almost feels like a macro interpretation of a barrel-aged stout now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's also because things have moved so much.
But I mean, that's how I know the beer. I know it's like that. I knew it was like that back then. I mean, I haven't tasted the crazy thick stuff I have today, which I grade higher. But I always liked this beer. I always liked it's. I think it's well balanced, and I really enjoy it. I enjoy it as a mellow, great, easygoing coffee stout, and that's what it is. And I enjoyed that.
I think this is too strong for the flavor impact.
Yeah,
it's almost 12%.
You're entitled to your
opinion.
Yips.
This is 11.6, and I think the other one is 11.7.
Yeah.
And it's like they almost drink like 7-8% beers.
Yeah.
But I want more impact on
yeah,
that ABV.
I'm not.
Like I'd rather drink a lower strength beer.
Yeah, and you could have called this a coffee stout.
Yeah.
And I would have enjoyed it as much.
And the thing is, like, with barrel-aged beer, the barrel usually still sticks around with age. Like, the barrel is like almost completely gone.
Yeah.
There's just dry oakiness left.
Yeah.
It's bourbon barrels that have maple syrup bourbon barrels. This is the beer that sparked the craze of using maple syrup bourbon barrels. Bliss maple syrup bourbon barrels.
But did you taste any maple in those two?
No.
But you know why?
So-
It's fermented. So what will happen is that, like, in these maple syrup barrels, there is maple residue, and when the beer is fresh, there's still maple in there, but it will naturally ferment. Maple is really hard to work with. You want a lot of maple flavor without adding fake flavoring. You need to add it and like pasteurize the beer, because it's a sugar that the yeast will just ferment. So you have to use a shit ton if it's fermented to still taste it as well. Like, the same with honey. Sometimes people swear that, it's so sweet because there's honey in it. It's like, well, it's probably just fermented out and made it drier. Unless there's loads. Like, if you just go all in, like, a mead is sweet, and there's a lot, because there's a lot of honey. So it can be done, and I guess it could be done with just loads and loads of maple. It has been done. We've tried maple beers with lots of real maple flavor, but we've also tried maple beers with a lot of fake maple flavor, because maple is hard to work with.
But guys, lesson learned. Drink your Anchorage beers now. Drink your side project beers now.
If you save it, it'll be
thin and no barrel at all.
I don't think it will be thin. Like, those beers are thick and rich and crazy.
But they're probably something that's even more
like hopefully we don't want to drink syrup. So hopefully it doesn't get more crazy than that, I think. But I will say, like, it's impressive how much adjuncts fade with the time. I'm impressed that this 7-year-old bottle actually, in my mind, has more coffee character than the fresh one.
Yeah.
I think the first one has more coffee than the new one.
I think it's almost the same, but that's impressive too. Still.
Last time I did a review of Founders KBS variants, I was massively disappointed. Last time I drank a fresh KBS, I was like, what did they do to my boy? And maybe they didn't do anything to my boy. Maybe my boy is just really old money and things have changed.
Yeah, I think so. Your boy is still your boy, but you're not the dad anymore.
No.
Dad had moved on to a new
family. But I must say, I prefer the modern stouts with adjuncts if we're having them. But
you're my new son.
There's like next to no barrel flavor. Like,
yeah, no, but it's still good.
It's
still good.
Okay, listen to this. Maybe is there
everything doesn't need to be fancy barrel beer.
No. Hey, there. Okay, so the old one says, CBS was born when we stumbled upon some bourbon barrels that previously housed maple syrup. We opted to put the same base beer as KBS, an imperialized version of our breakfast stout, which is good, I remember, in the maple barrels. And after one taste, we knew we had something special. Rich maple syrup, roasted coffee, and velvety chocolate meld together in what we can only describe as a transcendental drinking experience. So they actually also, that's very different from modern pastry beers. They added adjuncts, coffee, everything first, and then put it in the barrel. Yeah. You don't do that these days. No. You do that afterwards. And you work backwards. It's like, okay, these barrels will work with this recipe and this adjunct. Like, it's a completely different, more advanced mindset to brew these things these days. And the new one says, the legendary CBS returns. CBS is a bold imperial stout featuring chocolate and coffee that is aged in bourbon barrels with maple syrup. The sweet but balanced aromas of maple syrup and chocolate fill the air, while notes of toasted oak and vanilla become more profound with every sip, melding together in what can only be described as a transcendent drinking experience. I don't think so.
Well, you can stay with me as long as you until you find a girlfriend.
But
or
guys,
something.
think about when you only had really old school stouts with no sweetness at all, and you tried this one. Then you were blown away because
like,
wow, sweetness and and the flavors
so
and things like that.
It was for its time. It was pretty groundbreaking.
It was.
Yeah.
That was why it was so hyped. Like everyone traded for the big 750s because it was.
I remember
bottles.
the Lizard of Cos.
Yeah, that was
From
that was the blueberry one.
Yeah, I
Blueberry
really liked that
flavoring.
one. Yeah.
But like
back then I loved it.
But back then,
That
like,
was his wife or something?
this was some of the first like hype stouts from America.
Yeah,
Really.
I
KBS
agree.
and CBS,
Yeah.
along with Hunapoo and
Oh,
Dark
yeah.
Lord,
Yeah.
Kate the Great.
Yeah, Prairie beers, as you said.
Yeah, but people didn't trade for Prairie because they were sold in Europe. But like originally, Founders was not sold in Europe. You had to trade for it. So the first batch of KBS or CBS and KBS, they were never here. And the first batch of CBS was like really highly valued. And people who drunk it now is like,
Yeah, exactly. But
I
do you
think
remember
it
when
was
we had Dark Lord
14,
not that long time ago? We were also disappointed. It was very old school. It was thin, and then we really had our high expectations. Yeah. But
some of the barrel versions I remember enjoying a lot. Some of the newer barrel versions, but it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Long video.
Long
Trip down
video.
memory lane.
Yeah.
But thank
I
you.
still
Peter.
love my boy. You don't?
It was nice trying them again.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I dubbed him in blood. But,
It was fun.
yeah.
It was fun. Thanks for the challenge, Peter.
No worries.
Yeah.
See you
See ya.
guys in the beer review.
Bye.